When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
We got this message from, quote, Anne, not her real name. Ben and Kelly, got a real issue here. I need your advice. My son just started the 3rd grade, and unfortunately, my husband and I have found out that he was bullied by one of his classmates all day on the first day.
Oh, that sucks.
Now, my son told us that the bully is a lot bigger than him, and he started picking on him during the bus ride at school. Then he bothered him at lunchtime, recess, and the bus ride home. He came home in tears. I was ready to call the school to make this stuff stop, but my husband's totally against us calling the school because he thinks his son needs to stick up for himself and fight his own battles.
Okay.
He wants me to back off and let the, kid feel his way through the tough times. I don't want to baby my 8-year-old, but I think I should step in. I'd rather not go behind my husband's back, but I will if I need to. What do you guys think? Am I being too overprotective, or do I need to step in?
Wow. Look, I think this has been a situation, for decades and decades of.
It's a major issue, but it's gotten even worse in the last couple of years.
So,
and, I think this is, as a mother, I would be stepping in.
Oh, yeah. No, I know that you would for sure do that. That's look, I mean, we've already received text messages from teachers that are like, look, if we don't know,
you can't do anything
we can't do anything to help.
Exactly. And a lot of these instances, I'm sure, are happening when, adults aren't able to see it. Yeah. So I think that's why you need to make the students, make the principals, make all the, the staff at the school aware, make the bus driver aware.
Yeah. I was picked on a little bit in elementary school. I don't know to the extent my situation mirrors maybe Anne's son's situation, but I had red hair, which I was the only kid who had red hair. So that automatically made me a target, which was weird, to think about the color of your hair or anything like that.
The fact that people would focus on that.
Yeah. And the fact that I had a condition when I was younger where my hair fell out in patches. I had alopecia areata. And so, I don't know, I outgrew that or whatever. But there was a period of time when I was like a sickly looking kid. I had red hair and then I had patches of hair falling out. And so, man, I was just picked on. And so I remember just my mom just telling me, I don't think she ever told the school, but it was more like she gave me things to say to them, to almost kind of put up a wall or whatever. But and who knows if it worked for me, because I don't know if I'm well adjusted or not. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this is seriously a problem, like you said.
Well, and I think too, your approach changes depending on the age. He's 8. This is young. So you step in as the parent, I think. Now, if we're getting into middle school and high school, I think there could be an argument for helping them get tools to, fight their own battles.
Work it out on the playground.
Yeah, well, yeah, but mental health is a huge issue, and kids are getting younger and younger. With suicide is becoming a serious issue. My niece is 14 and she's already lost a friend to suicide. Yeah. So that is no joke. And if someone is serious, and bullying can quickly get out of control. So, and you that's why it's so important to make sure you have an open line of communication with your kids. So you're totally tapped into what they're going through, and hopefully making them feel like they can come to you and tell you if this kind of stuff is going on.
For sure. All right. 502-571-9970. Group therapy, I think, especially if you have gone through this situation and you can provide maybe a little bit of your insight into how you handled it, that could probably help Anne's situation here. Group therapy is a tough one today because Anne reached out to us. Her 8-year-old, her 3rd grader, just started school. And unfortunately, she found out he was getting bullied by one of his classmates all day on the first day. So she kind of wants to get involved, get the school involved, right? But her husband is like, hey,
let him fight his own battles.
Yeah, let him fight his own battles. So she's kind of torn. She doesn't want to necessarily go behind his back, but she's like, what do I do?
No, but I think he's a little too young to kind of let him fight his own battles at this point. Brittany texts in, teacher here, please call, email Dojo, let the teacher know. His teacher is just learning the students and likely has no idea. They're setting up their classroom for an unsafe learning environment for the year by not saying something. And that's the thing. Got another text message that has a very good point. So when my son was getting bullied, she said, I didn't get very far with the school. Ended up asking my son what the child's full name was, found the mom on Facebook, contacted her directly. She must have taken care of it because he didn't bother my son anymore.
That's good.
Yeah. And then, there's another one too. So as a mom of an 8-year-old and a wife of a man who is bullied every day of his school life, step in. Just let the bus driver and the teachers know on the DL and give your son tips on how to deal with a bully. That's the thing is so many teachers are saying if they don't know about it, they can't do anything about it. And that kid could be bullying other kids.
Hey, Selena.
I kind of went through the same thing in high school. One of my parents told me, tough it up when I was in elementary school, and it never stopped till I was through high school. And I'm 20 now.
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you wish would have happened?
Honestly, I wish my parents would have took it more seriously than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I feel like if they did, it would have turned out totally different.
So maybe your suggestion is to Anne is to have a, because she said she doesn't want to go behind her husband's back, but
right. I definitely think they should talk and let him know that, this something like this, it could, go longer than what it should.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And it could affect him his whole life. Because I know for sure it does me.
How are you feeling now?
I feel great. I've gotten out of that situation, obviously. I'm an adult now, and I finished college not that long ago, and I know that I'm doing a lot better than, these other people who are treating me the way they did.
Well, good for you, Selena.
Yeah, it's totally great.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
My goodness. Jessica said, I think they could together have a conversation with her son about some ways to handle it himself. But I'd only give it a couple more days before I'd be calling the school. Bullying has become such a problem. These schools need to be made aware, so they're forced to step in. The same kid, like I said earlier, can be bullying other kids who aren't telling their parents. So bottom line, for the sake of their son and others, someone needs to bring it to their attention. And the bully needs to be handled. And so that they can learn, because they're a kid too, that you can't treat people like that.
Yeah, they're learning just as everyone is. So
yes.
Wow. Feel for your situation, Anne, and just know that, there's a support of people on Facebook. We always, have these up for discussion at Ben and Kelly Show.
I understand what her husband is saying about trying to teach your son, skills to deal with this kind of situation as he grows up, but he's 8. So that will come as he matures. He's really young right now, and parents need to be protectors.
All right, there you go. Keep us posted, Anne. Good luck. It's group therapy.